Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're jumping down into the world of Near Protocol. This is one of my favorite cryptos, and if you're not yet familiar with the fundamentals, do come ahead and join us down in our Discord server. Link is in the description below, where we can discuss all the fundamental things that is happening over on Near Protocol. In this video we're going to be jumping down into the technical analysis on the 1 hour, 1 day and 1 week timeframes for Near. And so as I get into the video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. It helps spread the content to more like-minded individuals and build out that cheeky community. And of course, if you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? You can always unsubscribe later if the content here just isn't for you. So let's waste no more time. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with the 1 hour time frame. Okay, here's Near paired up with USDT using the BitGet spot exchange and that 1 hour time frame. As you can kind of see, with some interesting kind of developments with some overlapping candles. Near has been quite volatile for a little while here. And although we can see that we've had this move upwards, we can see that there's a change of characterization when we saw this candle over here break above this swing high. Okay, and this is the same way that we saw with this swing low breaking and the particular candle over here breaking down lower. Okay, now sometimes you can get some false flags when it comes to the current market and the current play of the market. In fact, for Near Protocol here, you can see change of characterizations happening all over the show. Okay, and what's not happening is a break of structure, a BOS, which would basically confirm a particular directional move. Okay, so we're not seeing that on this this hourly chart, so we have to be a little bit cautious with what we are seeing here because they are essentially potentially false flags, right? Now, if we zoom in on the most recent set of candles, we can see that we have a yellow line, a red line, and a white line. Okay, so the red line is a 50 EMA, the yellow line is a 50 SMA, and the white line is the 200 EMA. Okay, now why have I got these on here? Well, we're looking for Death Cross specifically. Okay, short-term price going down lower than long-term price. And what we can see here is that the 50 EMA, the red line, is about to cross down lower than that of the longer range 200 EMA. And the same can be said for the 50 SMA as well. So essentially we're on the cusp of a death cross on the Near Protocol 1 hour time frame. Now this isn't unusual. Most cryptocurrencies are flagging up with this potential issue right now, and we can see further downside here potentially on the horizon for Near. Now I don't think we're going to see an instantaneous move because I think we're going to be having quite a slow weekend, but for the most part my expectations are that we will be moving down. I think we're just going to range sideways for a little bit. Probably in between the swing high here at 113.65 and the swing low down here at $1.10.15. Okay, I think we're just going to range inside here for a little bit. Okay, so we'll keep a close eye on that. But for the most part, I'm not expecting terribly too much volatility over the next kind of 24 hours or so. We could certainly see that a little bit after the fact. Ultimately, this move looks like we are going to be breaking down at some point, and we probably have to kind of move up before we can go down. But for the most part, it looks like we have to move on down. So for example, if we do not break below $1.10, then I think it's possible that we have a structure that looks more like this and we break upwards, but we fail to breach above that swing high up here, which has been our premium area at $1.15. Okay, and then of course all of this gets wrapped inside a 3-wave corrective pattern to the downside. So you can kind of see here that everything is kind of playing out as Elliott wave theory would kind of show us. Now of course it's possible that this goes in the other direction with a smaller move in here, so something to this effect, and then of course we break on down, and that's why I think we don't want to be trading until we get a confirmation of which one of these is potentially on the horizon. Okay, ultimately I think the move is to the downside on the bigger macro level, but on the hourly time frame we're going to see a little bit of volatility. Take this up into our daily time frame and things are not looking very good at all. So here for Near Protocol on the daily time frame, if I just zoom out a little bit, you can see that we have got confirmation of a break of structures in a bearish state of play. Okay, on this daily time frame, you can see the latest bear market low was in August of 2023. So that was August 17th of 2023. So we know that things are not overly great. We can also depict from this chart here that we are below the 50 EMA, and the 50 EMA is below the 200 EMA. This essentially tells us that price is lower than short-term 50 average exponential moving average, and the 50 exponential moving average is also lower than the longer 200 exponential moving average. All these things are rather bearish. Okay, we can also zoom in here for a moment and also take note of the other things that we can see, which is that when we come up to this 50 EMA, we really struggle to kind of stay above it. And although we might have a move up towards maybe this equilibrium here at some point in the future, ultimately things are not looking strong for NEAR, and we have to kind of take note of what's potentially on the horizon here, which is further downside price action. So we are not thinking positively about the future price action on the kind of medium term for NEAR protocol. I think though this is going to be a great accumulative point for NEAR. So I do think long term NEAR is going to perform incredibly well. The lower this goes, I still think the greater the potential is for the future. So I think we're going to see some volatility on the smaller time frames, but on these larger medium to longer term, we're probably going to have to see a move down before we rally on up. And at the moment, if we take a look at this, to me, it looks like we still have to move down a pretty sizable amount before we can kind of take advantage of those next moves. Take this up into the weekly time frame, and again, you're below the weekly 50 EMA as well. So we're not looking too strong here either. But we think one of the things that I think we kind of narrowly have missed are those impulsive trigger points, right? We can see here that things are okay. They're not awful, and I think they can perform potentially better. But for the most part, I think we are in actually a reasonable spot. Now, for the most part, because we keep breaking down here, we have to kind of consider this more of a double zigzag based pattern. So let me show you, right? This was looking like a 5-wave move pattern here, with this move to the upside. However, taking a look at this and the recent move to the downside, I suspect actually what's going on here is that we have a 3-wave pattern here, slightly overextend, and then we've got another 3-wave pattern over here, which is yet to complete. Okay, this will allow us then to kind of predict out where we think that is going to go. Right down to here, which will be basically, and this is going to be super bearish and people might not like to hear it, but it is what it is, basically down here at the kind of 39.3 to 57.3. No guarantee of that because minimum expectations would be in the double bottom, which we've already gone past. Ultimately, this to me looks like a giant W, X, and Y pattern. And again, it could be a W, X, Y, X, and Z, but I think we've kind of moved past those scenarios as well. I suspect that it's more of a double zigzag pattern like this, and this is kind of where we're heading. From here and from this low, we are likely to get a good rally to the upside. However, one of the things that we need to kind of consider is where are those previous areas of support and resistance, right? And for the most part, I suspect that actually there's a nice little area right here, which hopefully will hold. It will be 84.6 to 94.3. I think this is going to be a nice area to also think of potential bear market low points for NEAR. Losing this, of course, I suspect then we do have to drop down into this lower range, which you can see here as previous area of support as well. So I think, yeah, for the most part, it's going to be interesting. I suspect that we're going to have some pretty decent price action in the next bullish market for NEAR, considering all the building that is happening over there and the protocol in itself. If you're not familiar, do join us down in the Discord server. We do have a lot more content available down in the Discord. If you want to become a member, there's obviously links to that down in the Discord below, or some in the Discord, but also in the description below. And members actually open up a whole different world when it comes to the Discord server. So why not check that out if that's of interest for you guys as well. I'm going to leave this video right there though. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.